for these set of practice questions, we're going to be using the same graph for the tax. This is what you would see on in exam, something like this, where you have our supply curve, and you have the old demand curve and the new demand curve, and the new demand curve is shifted down, right? So we can already tell that the legislative burden is on the buyers. The buyers have to pay this tax. That's what the government says. That's what the law says, because we've shifted the demand curve. We got two demand curves. That's how you tell legislative burden. All right, now that we have that, all right, this is the market for pesticides. The original equilibrium price is $25, where supply crosses old demand. In an effort to reduce the usage of pesticides, a tax is then placed on the buyers in this market. I'm asking you, how much is the tax? So per unit, what is the size of the tax placed on each unit of pesticide? So pause here, take a few seconds to answer this question. Great. All right, so what we need is that the vertical distance between that shift to tell us that tax. So any two numbers over here that you can to get that will work. Two easy ones, I'm going to use this one here and this one here. All right, we have numbers for that. So we have $27 and we have $19. So that vertical distance will be the amount of the tax. 27 minus 19, I'm not going to do it that way. 27 minus 19 is 8. Right, so the tax per unit will be $8, which is that vertical distance there. Okay, same graph, same tax. Now the question becomes, what price do buyers pay after the tax? Pause here and come up with your answer, and then hit play again. Okay. First step, we need to do the quantity to get this. I know it's not part of the question, but you're going to have to answer that on the exam as well. And so we have our supply curve, and we want to take our new demand curve after tax. And so we're looking at that point right there. It will give our after-tax equilibrium. We can come down to the quantity axis. Our after-tax quantity will be 9,000. Right? So we're going to take that 9,000. We want to take a line all the way up to, we're looking for buyers here. So we want to take it all the way up to the original demand curve for buyers. So we take it all the way up here, come on over to the price axis. Answer is $27 will be price buyers pay in total. Okay. Now that price buyers pay is what they're paying the pesticide seller as well as the tax to the government, is both included in that $27. Okay. Now, same graph. Now, how much do sellers get to keep after the tax? Pause here. Come up with an answer. Great. So our quantity, again, is going to be where new demand after tax crosses supply, that 9,000 quantity. Take that quantity now up to the original supply curve for sellers. Come over to the price axis, $19. That will be your answer here for price sellers receive. All right. So that 27 was price buyers pay. 19 of those dollars go to the seller, and then how much should we say the tax was? $8 of the tax goes to the government, and so it's 19 plus 8 adds up to the price buyers pay for that difference. All right, last one. All right, same graph. We were placing an $8 tax on this, and these two curves are for an $8 tax, so old demand, new demand. This one's for an $8 tax. What would the after-tax equilibrium quantity be if instead of $8, we increased the tax to $12? Would that after-tax equilibrium quantity be increase or decrease relative to the 9,000 from that original $8 tax? So I'm thinking what you need to do to answer this is draw a new after-tax demand curve that has a bigger $12 tax on it, and then try to visualize and from this graph what's going on with quantity. So pause here, come up with an answer. Great. All right, so this is vertical distance down from the new demand curve is $8. If we want a bigger tax, we need a bigger vertical shift down, so something going through, like, say, right about there. So if we would draw in a new after-tax demand, it looks something like that. After-tax demand, let's mark it for $12, right? And so now we need to find a new equilibrium. That would happen. Take your original supply curve and then your new after-tax demand at $12. So we're looking for that point there where they cross. Bring it on down. All right, so our quantity tax equals 12 is going to be like way over here. And so we're going to see an even bigger decrease in the quantity from a higher tax. So the point I'm trying to make with this slide, right, is like higher the tax, bigger the decline in quantity. All right, so we think back to our soda example. If Philadelphia wanted to decrease soda consumption even more, you just raise the tax, you get less of it.